did not maintain.
Quarterback's arm is going forward. It is an
Oh, man, what a call that is.
That's the worst call in the history of all sports.
Deciding who wins the game on this call.
Under review. The call on the field stands. Touchdown.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain.
quarterback's arm is going forward. It is an
Oh, man, what a call that is.
That's the worst call in the history of all sports.
Deciding who wins the game on this call.
Under review. The call on the field stands. Touchdown.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain.
quarterback's arm is going forward. It is an
Oh, man, what a call that is.
That's the worst call in the history of all sports.
Deciding who wins the game on this call.
Under review. The call on the field stands. Touchdown.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain.
quarterback's arm is going forward. It is an
Oh, man, what a call that is.
That's the worst call in the history of all sports.
Deciding who wins the game on this call.
Under review. The call on the field stands. Touchdown.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain.
quarterback's arm is going forward. It is an
Oh, man, what a call that is.
That's the worst call.
Welcome to another bad call. What? I could have fumbled that one. I haven't even started drinking yet. Welcome to another bad call where the refs aren't the only ones who get it wrong. I'm your man Justin with my buddy JD over there, ready to talk some Super Bowl. It's been 2 weeks since we had football, and I'm just itching to go. How's it going, bud?
It's going. How are you?
Oh, just trying to prep here, get all my last minute wagers and thoughts in order to talk about. So,
yeah, how's that going?
Well, there's a lot of them to write down, a lot of them to talk about. So,
all right. Well, not a lot to recap because last week we didn't have any football, so we didn't have to, prepare or anything like that. So it's just been a 2-week buildup for this game. I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah. We're in the witching hour here. They're seems to be. I think we passed all the COVID hurdles, unless something surprising pops up here.
Or just
So-
jinxed it. You just jinxed it.
So we got that, and then you know, the weather. Last I looked, the rain was going to be in the morning in Tampa. So, but not in the afternoon. So hopefully, a good weather game. Not going to affect things. I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not making any.
You're not
decision-
going to be the weatherman here?
I'm not making any decisions based on weather.
Not with these two teams. Yeah, definitely not.
So, you know, I'm just looking forward to hopefully a good game, and based on the way I've bet everything and whatnot, we'll get into that. But hopefully, Kansas City victory there. So that's.
Wow. Don't even build up to the who you're picking. Just
I think we already talked about that last week.
just
so-
kind of drop right into it there.
Well, we'll get into specifics of what I've got on the line.
All right. Well, do you want to start? You sent me some prop bets earlier. Do you want to start by talking about those?
All right, you know what? We can look at that. I actually didn't even look at it, so we can just look at it and get an unmitigated opinion, fresh look at it. I've bet a lot. I mean, I've got a lot of props stuff we can talk about that I've bet, but already.
All right, give me 1 second here. Well, nope, that's not what we wanted to do. You don't need to see that or that.
No, we don't want to see.
Where did it go? That's
While you're
there
doing
it
that,
is.
I'm gonna
There
reach
it
in
is.
the old cooler over here.
There we go. All right, we got it. We got it up there. Now that you saw all the me downloaded and stuff. All right. So, got some basic ones here, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just circle in a nice blue here what we're picking. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, this one does not matter, but I will save this and we can revisit it another time here. The opening coin toss, heads or tails?
Believe it or not, this is one that I'm not gonna waste my time wagering. It's, you know, there's no thought process into it, so I'll just say tails because.
So there is zero thought process in this. The only time you bet this is if for some reason you look right before the game and it's been bet a lot to the other side, like a lot to the point where you can get plus on the other, which would be ridiculous. It has happened though, but if you can get it to that point, you got a 50-50 shot. I'm not saying you drop a mortgage payment on or anything like that, but you know, if tails ends up into plus anything and you drop $2 on it, why not?
The stat I saw earlier was that I think they said 51% of the bets of the money was on tails, but 52% of the bets was on heads.
Interesting.
I can't believe people are betting on that shit. So
Yeah, well, some people have bigger problems than you do.
not many.
We'll roll down the whole left side of this before we get in it. You know what? Let me make this a little bit bigger so that it's easier to see on the screen there. All right. What will happen first? A sack or a touchdown? You actually have plus 110 on the sack, minus 130 on the touchdown.
Interesting. In this scenario, I'd probably take the sack.
100%. Not even questioning in that one. Well, let's do this before we say which one we'd go with. How about whether or not we'd even bet this one to begin with?
That's. I mean, if you're getting plus money on the sack here, I might put just a small.
All right.
But
All
I mean,
right.
it's
So
not something
on to
that's
this
weird.
next one.
Okay.
Will the game be tied after 0-0? So first, are you betting this one?
No.
Okay. So yes is minus 130. No is plus 110. I have zero doubts this game will be tied at some point in time after 0-0.
Yeah, I'd probably go with yes.
All right, so we'll get the old yes there. Total passing yards by Mahomes. The over under set at 331 and a half.
Yeah, they put a little extra juice in this one too, which would make me go look and find another place to bet it when it's even sides like that. But I don't bet on William Hill, so that's these odds come from William Hill. So I would say I'll take the over probably on this. I mean, it's a high over under, but the Super Bowl, they're leaving it all out there. We know that the running game is not going to be featured in this matchup. Even in the game they played earlier this year when Kansas City was blowing them out, they only rushed the ball 12 times. So Kansas City, he's going to be passing. That's enough. It's high. Like in a normal regular season game, you would never bet over 330. But
yeah, I mean, it's Super Bowl. It's different. You got to look at it differently. First of all, before I go into it, Heidi, thank you so much for that share. Really appreciate it. I think you take the over here. He's done it 7 times this year already. And one of those times was obviously against the Bucks. And as you said, this team's going to go through the passing. It's not going to, or through the air. It won't be on the ground. So probably not betting this one, but if you're going to bet it, take the over. Total TD passes by Patrick Mahomes. Over under set at 2.5.
I did bet this one elsewhere. I bet the over. Pretty sure I bet this one. I can't find it.
That's all right.
I bet a similar one. I bet the Mahomes over 1.5 touchdowns in the first half. I got plus 180. Plus 180
Nice.
on that one. So,
Nice. I like that. All right. Receptions by Tyreek Hill. Over under 6.5. Do you take this one?
I'm over by a long shot here. I actually bet over 7.5 receptions. And I got plus 110 on that, which I'm feeling. Tyreek Hill has got total 21 targets in his 2 games in the playoffs. Last year in the Super Bowl, he had 16 targets, I believe, and earlier this year against Tampa Bay, he had 15 targets. When he's getting peppered with that many targets, I think he easily goes over that number. I see 9 or 10 receptions in this.
Interestingly enough, he has only gone over 6.5 5 times all season.
That's fine, but he has been lately a bigger focal point of the offense when it matters.
Yeah, in the 2 playoff games, 8 and 9 receptions, respectively, in those games. Receptions by Travis Kelce. Over under set at 7.5.
I'd probably bet this one over as well. I don't know if I don't think I actually bet him.
All right.
Because where I was seeing it was 8.5, and that one extra one makes it a little too juicy. I would take the over on 7.5. It's a lot of juice to pay. Minus 140.
No. All right. Team to score the longest touchdown. The Chiefs or the Bucks? Are you betting this one? I would tell you Chiefs are minus 150, Bucks are plus 130.
I see that. Man, I don't know. That's both of these teams have the capability of busting deep ones. Mahomes, I might just go with the ones with the better odds on this one.
Yep.
If I was gonna bet it.
Yeah, I think if I were gonna do it, I'd take the Bucks. And ooh, that was a really bad. Let me get that out of there. I apologize. That was a really bad. I circled right through the team name there. On the off chance that they try to get Scotty Miller to do a burner, since he was out there talking he could beat Tyreek.
Did I see that Tyreek challenged him to a race at halftime?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, don't do that, Tyreek.
Yeah, I don't need you pulling anything. Wait till after the game and then do it. Longest reception by Tyreek Hill. The over/under is 27.5. Interestingly enough, it's the exact same odds.
Yeah, I mean, that's typically when they set a number, they set it where they think is the tipping point, and they want the equal odds on both sides. Then they start changing the juice. This one's tough. I'm probably betting the under on this one. We know he's capable of it, but I actually feel like the passing game is going to be used a lot, quicker routes for the most part in this game for Kansas City because of their offensive line struggles. But I probably wouldn't bet this one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm betting this one either. It's just a weird one. Just a weird one. If I had to take it, I'm probably taking the under because I've got a feeling they're going to do everything they can to keep Tyreek in front of him this time. The first turnover of the game will be a fumble or an interception. Plus 140 to minus 160. What are you taking?
Interesting enough. I don't know. I guess I would say fumble if I was going to bet it. I don't know if I would or not. And the reasoning why is because every play has the opportunity for a fumble.
Yep.
Not every play has the opportunity for an interception.
Be really curious to see what the odds are on that, honestly, for just ratio wise, fumble to interception. But I'm taking fumble too, just because I'm sensing like a special teams fumble, kind of the way McCall Hardman did. I'm not saying he's going to have another one, just that's what I'm picturing in my head. Special teams fumble. All right, first score of the game: a touchdown or a field goal safety option.
I'm probably saying touchdown.
And I would actually probably bet this the other way. Small one, just that field goal. I think that bend don't break, get down there, get that field goal in, and then you go on from there. All right. Will either team score 3 straight times? That excludes extra points and 2-point conversions, but includes safeties.
Unlikely.
Yeah. That again would be a fun one to see how often that actually happens. But I'm gonna go with no on this one. I'm
surprised the money's juice. I mean, the most likely scenario is say, one team scores twice in the second quarter and then they get the ball coming out of halftime.
Yeah, 100%. And you're probably counting on a turnover of some sort in there too. Very interesting the way they have those odds set up. Like I said, I'd be very curious to see the data on that, to see how often that actually happens. That may be something I have to play with. How often do teams score consecutively like that?
I mean, if we look at the Chiefs, they've fallen behind in some of their games and then came roaring back. So it is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it is possible, and like I said, we know it's possible. I'm just curious, like how often that actually happens, to the point where, the yes is so, you're not getting that good odds on it. All right. Anyway, team to make the first field goal of the game. Chiefs or Bucks?
Well,
Are you betting it? And if so, which way you going?
I'm not gonna bet it because I'm sure there's gonna be field goals.
Just so you know, this is just an interview to find out how much of a gambling problem you actually have. That's what I'm doing right now, is to see which one of these you can back off of.
I mean, really? we kind of already know that, don't we?
I know, but I'm trying to determine how bad it is.
You're just trying
I'm getting a measurement, like when I make the call to Gamblers Anonymous for you, so I can have a range of outcomes.
If I got a bunch of $5 bets, what's the problem with that?
$105 bets is just as bad as a $500 bet.
I do not have. Well, that's not exactly true.
I know that's not accurate either. I'm just all right.
I do not have 100 bets placed.
If that wasn't 100% the gambler math that just came out right there. Whoa, hang on a second.
Take the under.
All right. So if you had to bet this one, are you?
So in the background, just as an aside, in the background, I've got the KC Tampa game from earlier this year going.
Okay.
And Tyreek just went off for like a 60-some yard touchdown.
But yeah, didn't he have like 206 yards in the first half or something, and then
first quarter, I think.
First quarter, yeah, ridiculous.
I
mean, if you're gonna bet this one, you bet the team that has the better odds, and since it's different by 10, I guess I'll take the Bucks there. All right, total passing yards by Tom Brady. The over/under is 306.5.
Can you tell me how many times he's 306 this year?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times that he's gone over 306.
Yeah, I think it happens again. I think this is a higher scoring game. So if I think that I think the Chiefs are bound to win and put up a bunch of points, I think Tampa's going to have to throw. So
all right. Well, so that'll kind of lead us into this next one. Total completions by Tom Brady.
I'll take the over.
Okay. Yeah, that was.
He does a lot. He does a lot of dump offs to the running backs and stuff that really pump up those.
Yeah, let's see. I'm actually gonna look at. Let's see. How many times has he gone over the 25.5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times he's gone over 20. Okay. All right. Receptions by Mike Evans. Over under set at 4.5. Hey, Ma. Thanks for stopping by.
4.5. This one's tricky for me. I'd probably say just. Oh man, it's close. I'd probably say under, just because like he's the outside deep guy. I don't know. This one's hard. I wouldn't want to make a actual pick on that one. What do you think?
Here's it. We've talked about this. We expect this is gonna be the game where both sides just leave everything out on the field, and they're gonna have to pass. I would take the over at that point in time. He's done it 8 times this year. My 2 concerns are he is still dealing with a knee injury. I mean, he's going to play if he can play, because it's the Super Bowl and he's been with this team when through so many bad years. But or if the Bucks are able to kind of control the game clock a little bit and actually try to run the ball a little bit more, we'd see that number come down. But I'd be taking the over on this one personally.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have strong feelings either way. It just seems like he's got Mike Evans, of all the receivers on Tampa Bay, runs the lower percentage success rate type routes.
Just for funsies, if this 4.5 was set to like Scotty Miller or Antonio Brown, would it change the way you would bet it?
4.5 for who? Scotty Miller or Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
Well, Antonio Brown, we don't even know how healthy he is.
Correct.
And
limited practice the last 2 days.
And Scotty Miller, I'd be shocked if he had more than one game with over 4 receptions this year. I'm absolutely betting the house. I think his actual over/under is 1.5 receptions. So at 4.5, I'm absolutely betting the under.
He has 3 games over 4.5.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm just curious. All right, if AB is good enough to play, I would bet the over on AB personally. Godwin over under 5.5.
I'll go over.
Okay. I'm going to agree on that one because I think if they're going to really stay in this game, I don't want to say stay in this game because there's so many factors that could turn this game into a nightmare for Kansas City. And by so many reasons, I mean their offensive line. I don't know. I feel like Tampa's going to have to use Godwin a little bit more, so I think the over there's an easy one. This one's interesting. The over/under for rush yards for Leonard Fournette, 48.5. Are you betting it? And which way are you going?
I'm not betting. I don't think I bet that one. I did not. I would probably say under. Just because they're splitting carries. I know he's been getting more work, but Ronald Jones still gets carries in the backfield. And do I think they're going to carry the ball, rush the ball 20 times in this game? Probably not. Which means, do I think he's going to get 10 carries? Probably not. So, if I don't think he's going to get 10 carries, I don't think he's going to get to 48.5 yards.
All right. Yeah, so I saw this one and I had to look to see how many times he's gone over that 48.5 mark. Now they've been using him entirely differently in the playoffs. That playoff Lenny is a thing. He's been handling business, but yeah, it was disturbing for a number one because he was number one overall pick, wasn't he? Was he not? It's crazy that this. If you asked somebody a couple years ago, over under on Leonard Fournette 48.5 yards, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? You take the over." But total sacks in the game, over 4, under 4.
I say over. I did bet.
All right.
No, I bet the Tampa Bay over 2.5 sacks.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
But then I would say over 4.
All right, and then we have just a couple more here. The who will have more section. These are fun. So Tyreek Hill receiving yards versus total points for Miami, for the Miami Heat. These are crossover NFL NBA crossover bets.
I'll take Miami Heat points.
Okay.
Just because I don't know. I mean, they probably average 110 points a game or something. And I mean, if you're gonna, I'm not gonna bet the over 110 on any player receiving. So
yeah, I got you. All right. Total kickoffs by the Chiefs Bucks. I'm assuming that's both combined versus points by LaMelo Ball.
I have no idea. I don't know how many points LaMelo Ball.
Yeah,
scored in a
I
game.
got nothing either. You're bringing NBA, which I don't watch. So
I would have to go look up his average, and and try to figure out how many scoring plays. If I think there's going to be 60 points, that's like 12 scores probably at minimum.
plus your
Plus
start
your
of the game and
first-
halftime kickoff.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's like 14. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's LaMelo Ball, like, yeah.
Well, I can tell you the odds are in favor of the Chiefs Bucks having more kickoffs. I get that's the way it's bet. They're saying, or the way it's presented.
That's the way you gotta try to figure out all those things.
Yep.
If you're gonna bet something weird like that.
So anybody in chat that knows how many points LaMelo Ball averages a game, let us know. Say hey in chat and let us know. Also, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us, idiots. All right. If you had to pick one without looking up them averages, where you at?
I'll just go with Chiefs Bucks. I don't know.
Yeah. You're betting on scoring in the big game here. All right. Completions by Tom Brady or points by Paul George?
They're playing the Kings.
Yep, it's Kings Clippers.
I'm guessing it's close. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 toss-up. Here's what I'm going to say. If you're betting the over on Tom Brady completions, it would stand to reason to go that way, too. All right, and there you have it. There's our idiotic prop bets. I'll zoom you out so you can get a full view one time before we bring it back over to our ugly mugs. I think we agreed on most, and a lot of these we're not even touching. Like, they're just fun to talk about. Some of these fall in the same line as like what color Gatorade will be dumped on the winning coach's head. And or if they're going to do that, are they going to dump confetti the way the Chiefs did on Andy Reid, or how long the national anthem's going to be, and all that fun stuff. So
I just Tyreek Hill backflips into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day against the Bucks earlier this season. 44 yards.
And see, that's got to be a prop bet somewhere. Will Tyreek do a backflip? Like,
minute 32 left in the first quarter. Tyreek Hill has 7 receptions for 203 yards. Ridiculous.
Yeah. As somebody that has Tyreek on 2 dynasty squads, I remember that one vividly.
So, all right. Well, let me just throw a few that I've made. Most of these I just put a small nominal amount on, just for fun. I did put. Let's see. The second half.
Hey, thanks, Les.
The second half to have more points than the first. Overall in the Super Bowl, I think on average, the second half has 7 more points scored than the first half.
That one's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What were the odds on that? Do you know, or?
Minus 112.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Pretty close to even. So,
Okay.
So that one, there's a fun one that was like a boosted bet, which means it's probably a bad bet. But
every time, I can tell you, every single time the boosted bets are a bust.
but sometimes they do hit. So
yeah.
This one was Kelsey, Hill, Godwin, and Evans all to have over 55 yards receiving.
Ooh. All right, so that's just for funsies. Which one of those players do you think would break it?
Evans.
Okay. I would tend to agree with that.
Any score of the game to be 55 yards or greater.
Ooh.
That one's at a plus 555 odds, and
I would bet that one.
yeah, so
Hey, there's too much speed on the Kansas City side. I would bet that one.
yeah. Well, and even still, like when they do throw, Brady will throw a bomb to Evans.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yep.
a possibility. And I think their last two games, Evans had the first touchdown.
Yeah. Interesting.
So,
Yeah,
Alright,
I'd totally bet that. You plus 550? Where's that at?
Plus
Let me go bet it right now.
that was on DraftKings. It might have just been like a daily boosted one.
Oh,
that I
bro,
bought earlier.
don't toy with my emotions. You know I gotta look now. I probably gotta update the app. Good, you keep talking. I'm gonna go gamble.
So then, like, I went
Thank you for that share. Hang on one second. Sorry, buddy. Thanks for that share, Lindsay. Happy birthday to you. When everybody's done watching this one, go check out Misfire's stream. It's her birthday. Go in and give her some birthday love. All right, sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
So then I went fishing some of the parlay, the prepackaged parlays on FanDuel, just like long shot things that would be fun to see. Tyreek Hill to have the first touchdown of the game and the last touchdown of the game is plus 4,300. So
First and last,
yeah.
plus 4,300. Okay.
So $4 bet pays out $150.
Yeah, why not? Why not on that one?
And another one for Hill to have the first touchdown and Evans to have the second touchdown. That one's plus 2,000.
Wow, that's some interesting stuff on that one. Which one do you think is more likely to happen? The Hill bookends or the Hill Evans?
It's got to be the Hill Evans. Obviously, there's a reason it's half.
Wait,
the odds.
yeah, but I'm asking you, not what they think it is. Like if they were the same odds, which one would you take?
The Hill Evans one. The same odds.
Okay, all right.
Then this one I sought out. I took the under on 11 and a half total penalties. Had to pay a lot of juice. It was minus 165, but we've already seen there's been a lot. Actually, I think I saw overall this year there's been less penalties in the NFL. Both of these teams in their games, these teams play, their averages are between 8 and 9 penalties a game, I think. And it's the Super Bowl. We know they eat their flags. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This is a Tom Brady Super Bowl, so we'll see. Although I'll be really curious to see. I saw this mentioned somewhere else that once Mahomes gets hit that first time, because he's gonna get hit with this defense and the offensive line that he's got, he's gonna get hit. How quick the refs are to be like, whoa, slow down a little bit. So it'll be really curious to see how the refs play this one.
yeah. So then we got Kansas City rushing yards. Team under 90 and a half. I took the under on that one. I don't think that there's much running in their game plan. The Bucs have the number one defense, so that's minus 125.
All right. Brian Campbell, thank you for that share, brother. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Got some good shares today. 6 shares out today. Really appreciate it, everybody.
Absolutely.
I should go check. How's our poll looking right now? The stream poll today was, who do you think wins? And we have 6 votes, and it is overwhelming for Kansas City at this point in time.
So, well, this is Super Bowl, and a lot of at this point, a lot of people are placing some props and playing their squares and things like that. But you and I deep down we're DFS guys. So why don't we go ahead and just talk about this showdown lineup? There's a lot less option when it comes to showdown lineup. So why don't you go ahead and explain how the showdown works on DraftKings, and then we can talk about some options for building lineups.
So, Rebecca just dropped boo in our chat, which tells me she was the one person that voted for the old guy in Tampa. That's that's what I'm reading into that. I know you've been a Tom Brady fan forever. You can keep him and his deflated balls. That's fine. The way DraftKings works with their showdown is you have a captain spot and then 5 regular position players. They can be anybody, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end, defense, kicker. It's the one area where you can use a kicker in DraftKings. The captain spot, though, their salary as well as their points are at 1.5 times. So if a player is normally 10,000, just in a normal slot, the captain spot would put him at 15,000. But where he would get 10 points, normally he'd get 15. So that's how it works. With that, it really that's where you're going to get your variance. A lot of times in these games you'll have a lot of the same mix within the other 5 slots. The captain is usually what's going to make the difference here, and I will go as far as to say that the captain and then your one out there sleeper guy, the lower tier guy that nobody else really thought to play, is going to make the difference in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost to win, and or even a lot of times even just to cash, you have to have the highest scoring player of the game in the captain spot, regardless of their price.
I don't know if you've got stream up right now, but your face has frozen on the Discord. That's awesome. Sorry.
I don't know.
I wonder if I exit you to full screen, we'll see if I can pull you back down. Yep, I just lost your video altogether now.
Interesting. Do you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay,
Just
that's better for people then.
Yeah, there you go. That's interesting. It's just right now. It's just a dark gray screen with the loading symbol on it. So we'll do that for you. I'll take you off full screen, and if we can get you back, unless you want to hang up and I can call you back, see what it's doing. But
don't really care. It's up to you.
All right, let me hang up. I'll give you a call right back.
All right, sounds good.
There we go. Got you back. That was now you're doing the talking head max headroom thing going on. But anyway, all right. So as you were saying, the if you don't have that highest score in your captain spot, then
unless somehow you get a cheaper option in there that allows you to fit more like the rest of the other 5 highest scoring players.
Yeah.
Depending on So some different strategies. So a lot of times you're going to have a lot of duplicate lineups in these contests because there's just only so many directions that you can go. So a couple different ways to differentiate yourself is like overload. You can overload one team. You have to play one player from the other team. You can't play all 6 from one. Yeah, you have to have one. The other thing you can do, and I highly recommend it because it's usually a winning lineup is to not use all of the salary. It's going to be difficult in this game. You're going to want to you're going to want to play those high price players. Something tells me just for this game, for example, if you play Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to pick one other player, higher price player from Tampa, and it's if you don't, I mean, in a normal game, depending on the matchup, I might not play one of the quarterbacks, but almost always play both quarterbacks.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I don't think. I mean, I suppose I can pull up the DraftKings site and do it that way. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick, because I can't even. The way we normally do the lineups through football guys is not an option anymore. So.
Wow, I think somebody just got murdered upstairs. My kids are fighting.
Oh, those are things you don't want to hear. You guys gaming tonight at all after the chat? Probably. We'll see.
Do not hear.
You don't hear any crying? Do you hear any breathing? Yeah, Lindsay, the gaming's kind of all dependent.
I'll call you back.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hang on. I know why. Can you hear me now?
Nope.
What about now?
There you go.
Yeah. I forgot. I've got a hotkey that I use to mute myself. Yeah, so Lindsay, we likely will be doing some gaming. It just depends. Miss Judgy's got to leave early for a meet again tomorrow, so we'll see what my schedule does. But all right, I don't want to be in the sports book. I'm gonna take me to the daily fantasy real quick. I'm getting to the contest here.
So while you're looking for it,
Yeah.
I'll just say my normal volume is. I'm not playing normal volume. I'm gonna probably make 3 lineups total. I've got one contest that I've been in every week, so I'll get in that. And then I've got 3 entries into the big Millionaire Maker $10 entry. So I'll probably just put one of those in that other contest and make two other lineups. It's just, there's not a whole lot. You could try to go a lot of ways, but there's not a lot of good ways you can go.
All right, I am trying to get this window pulled up so that maybe. Well, maybe I'm not going to show you my stuff because it's not wanting to find this.
Interesting.
I would agree with that. That is very interesting. That really sucks. You know what though? Let's do. I can do this. I can just take our faces off and we can go like that.
Share your screen.
Yeah. I'm, however, just gonna do this. We're just gonna put that up over there. All right. Actually, that's not gonna work anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. All right. So, who you picking in your captain spot? We'll go through that real quick.
Alright, so contrary to what I just told you about needing to have the highest scoring player in your captain spot,
There you go.
this one, sorry, there's some large fight going on in my house upstairs. I'm sure there's blood spilled at this point. But no, I put Ronald Jones in the captain of this lineup that I built. He seems severely underpriced at 2,200.
This is so funny because I've built one lineup so far, and the first thing I did was put Ronald Jones in my captain spot.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. That probably tells you a lot. He's probably going to be way and
Yeah. Yep.
He's like the one player that did get mispriced on this slate. It looks like the fact that he's cheaper than Gronk is kind of funny to me. So, but he hasn't been getting any usage in the passing game.
Yeah.
But so I put him in, and on the Tampa side, I got Brady and Gronk. And then
What's
I got
Gronk? 3,000, right?
And then I got the big three from Casey.
I imagine this is going to be a fairly popular lineup.
Now you could
I will tell you right now, this is exactly the lineup I built earlier.
You could fit Brait in that lineup instead of
However,
Gronk.
he is dealing with a back injury and has not practiced.
Right. I mean, I suspect he plays, but and he's been getting a lot more targets than Gronk has here in the last several games. Now, although last game Gronk did run more routes than Brait, but Brait has been getting significantly more target share than Gronkowski. So that tells you a lot. That was the first lineup I built. I think maybe one of the other options I would do is probably just like a full onslaught of Casey with Mahomes, or probably with Kelsey in the captain spot, and then like one of the receivers from Tampa.
All right, so let's put Kelsey up in the. Why is it not? Oh, duh. Kelsey up in my captain spot. Then Hill and Mahomes. And then you're going to put a receiver from Tampa in there.
Yeah.
Well, who you putting in there?
Pick
one. We'll see what we're looking at. We'll go ahead and do this live build here real fast.
I'll put Godwin in there.
Okay, Godwin in. All right, you have 2,300 for 2 spots.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
So this is where you get down into it. Like, this is another, like, your Ronald Jones play goes out the window because you had the smallest amount is 200. So Demarcus Robinson just came off the COVID list. He'd be an interesting one. Ty Johnson might be an interesting one.
Yeah, there's not. And there's really not a lot of lower priced bargain basement guys that are even like viable. You know, I got a feeling Keyshawn Vaughn's not even going to be active. You know.
Yeah, I think if I'm filling the rest of this lineup out just for it, I'm putting Ty Johnson and Le'Veon Bell in there.
Yeah, we're not even sure Le'Veon Bell's going to be active at this point.
He does not carry an injury designation at this point.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Ty Johnson.
Man, as a Steelers fan, you're going to sit here and watch that either Bell or Brown's going to get a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's funny. So yeah, I mean that's showdown lineup building, and this one's going to be fun because you do have so many superstars. The prices they're up there. I don't recall seeing prices this high across the board throughout the year.
If you want to be contrarian, you can be really crazy with your money and put some defenses in the lineup and say it's going to be a lower scoring game. I mean, I don't think anybody really thinks it's going to be a low scoring game, but if that's the case,
Yeah.
Or go heavy Tampa. That's probably contrarian. Try and only pick one of Hill or Kelsey. I think that's probably to really differentiate. You're probably gonna. That's probably what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, that lineup that you built, and actually that I ended up building completely separate from you, I don't think are gonna be that. I mean, you're either going to miss completely because Rojo's going to do nothing, or if he actually does do something, you're really going to be in the hunt for it. I don't see a ton of people putting Rojo in the captain spot. I mean, he is a nice low one that allows you to put a lot of people in there, or a lot of other players in there, but he hasn't done anything in a while. So, that's a real dart throw. I mean, he seems very mispriced for his usage.
Seriously, he gets like 3 carries inside the 5-yard line, a couple of touchdowns. He just blows it up at that salary.
Yeah, 100%, and that's what it's going to take for that. So,
or actually, one touchdown blows up, value wise for the salaries.
Yeah, value wise, but it's not going to match what another guy will do in the captain spot. No. From a value standpoint, yeah, absolutely, but not overall. All right, real quick, I'm gonna give you this unless you have anything else that you want to talk about. I've got one other thing.
I'll just tell you that my big play on the game is a parlay of the Chiefs -3 and the over. I was able to get Chiefs -3 and over 56.
Okay.
Rather than 56.5 and 3.5. So I went
cool.
with that, and I used my boost, my one-time boost that they gave me. So that one would be a nice payout.
Very nice. That would be real good. Would be real good. I didn't even really pay attention to the boost stuff yet. I normally do that stuff on the day before, or the morning before. Not always to my advantage because the odds change so much from start to finish. But
right.
I'm one of those people that I want information. I want my up-to-date information before I do it.
Yeah, I get that. And so, but one of the things DraftKings was doing on their sportsbook was on a daily basis, they were giving out a special boost. And I think that ran out a couple days ago, but they did like 7 days in a row of personalized.
That by itself should tell you how different him and I are between how often we're logging into that. I really should do a little bit better job of it, but I think my wife and kids like to eat too much, so I don't do that.
Anything I got on there is just fun, something on the side. I'm not putting anything that we're relying on in there. So
100%. All right. So obviously the game is being played in Tampa. NFL came out and said no cannons.
course not.
Okay, I was just gonna ask you, agree or disagree on whether or not they should be able to do it.
Why should it's not out? Well, it is in their home stadium. It is not a. This is the Super Bowl. This is not their home game. They shouldn't be allowed to take more advantages. They wouldn't bring the cannons on the road with them if the game was being played in Arizona.
I don't disagree. I agree with the ruling. Just one of those things where part of having that home field advantage and earning that home field advantage is, the expectation to have your normal home field celebration, but it is supposed to be played on a neutral site. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, 7,500 healthcare workers, vaccinated healthcare workers, a lot of them from the Tampa area. I'll be really curious to see what kind of crowd this is. So
Ronald Jones had a receiving touchdown in that game earlier this year.
Oh,
37 yards.
hey Carrie, how's it going? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. We're doing as good as we can. Unfortunately, looking like ourselves and overweight. So outside of that, we're pretty good. I just got the look of screw you. I love it. I'm not wrong.
No, but still, screw you.
Classic. All right, buddy. Any last thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
No, but I just say, let me ask you. I've not done anything yet to. Obviously, it's pandemic Super Bowl, so everybody's staying home. I hope.
Yep.
I hope everybody's staying home. Might have gone for the garage visit if it wasn't going to be 5 degrees out. So being at home, you still want it's the Super Bowl. You want to have some sort of treat or snack, or what is a Mr. JD having for a Super Bowl spread in his house?
Well, first, Carrie, thank you for that. We miss you too. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Hope the kids are all doing well and enjoying their gymnastics season.
Hi, Carrie. Yeah, I don't work there with you anymore. Carrie and I used to work together, so.
Yeah, she had the poor misfortune of having to deal with us both, but luckily for her, it was at separate times. Which is hilarious to me. But we're gonna make sure that my wife has wings. She's a big fan of wings. There's a local establishment, Franklin House, that she absolutely loves their wings, so I may see about getting a pickup order of wings for her from there. And I was just thinking the other day that I haven't had some good fresh guacamole since this whole thing started, and I'm thinking I'm gonna order me some good guac from like El Salto or something around here, and because we got that just a couple blocks away, I may go grab some guac and chips, and planning on ordering some Aurelios as well. So get the good pizza and guac. And
so you're not making anything, you're just ordering everything.
No,
out.
bro, listen, this is the first time in 4 years that my wife is going to be home during the game. Like the first time since we had kids that she's going to be home during the game. I have every intention of doing as little as possible that day and just enjoying the game as much as possible. If that means I have to go hide in my room and break my cardinal rule of no food in bed to enjoy this game in peace, that's what's going to happen. I got to be careful though, because my wife is still awake. You may just see my head get smacked forward because she's going to run out and smack me in the back of the head.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make a couple of snacks. I'm gonna get some input from the family.
Yeah.
But it's I'm gonna get some junk food. I'm gonna have some beer.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the day. Be a slob and hope that my squares come in, or
Yeah, right.
some of these wagers that I've made a hit. I'm feeling pretty good. I had such a good weekend on championship weekend.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Are you breaking out the smoker at all for this one?
Oh, it's too cold for me. I had somebody tell me,
Yeah.
I was fishing for ideas, and somebody was, oh yeah, I'm gonna be grilling. I'm like, oh, that sounds great, but when it's under 10 degrees, I'm not going out there.
Yep, no, I hear you.
Probably make something in the crock pot, maybe oven. I don't have an air fryer. Somebody was telling me to make great wings in the air fryer. So
dude, you can make like anything really good in the air fryer. We use that on a regular basis. Yeah, I know you're gonna call this sacrilegious, but listen, pork chops, chicken, steak, like it comes out so juicy and like perfectly well cooked, and it's so easy. You get yourself an air fryer, bro.
I could try any of that. I'm not gonna put a steak in an air fryer, but
oh, dude, I want to try salmon next. I made bacon in the air fryer last weekend. It was delicious.
I mean, I bet that's a good way to contain the mess a bit. So
it is, and it contains the smell, which is nice. I mean, not for me, but my wife, the weirdo, doesn't like bacon. The smell of bacon. So, you know, so I don't have it. She was gone though, so I made some bacon. So that maybe I'll do that too. Maybe we'll. I gave my little guy some bacon, I think, for the first time last weekend too, and he thankfully ate it. So my oldest was like, yes, how much more bacon am I allowed to have?
exactly.
So luckily that gene came with me. But all right, brother. Well, I'm sure we will be talking before the game. But any last thoughts before we give it a call here?
No, I can't have 3 last thoughts. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't
luck,
know.
Everybody.
It happens.
Have fun, enjoy, and hey, we got through this whole thing without ranting about the Bears. So.
I purposely avoided that topic. I also purposely did not pour myself a drink on the off chance I got a tweet about them pulling some dumbass move in the middle of this. So we're gonna move on. Yeah, Rebecca says she knows some Pampered Chef peeps that could sell you an air fryer. Yeah, you have enough people in the family that could hit you up with that.
I don't want to buy the Pampered Chef priced air fryer.
I will. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. I will say this. This year was completely different for us. We did it a completely different way. Went more to the live stream as opposed to the recording. I really enjoyed doing this year. I look forward to doing it again next year, but adding in the recording as well for those of you that are smart enough to not want to look at our faces. You know, just give you an extra way to soak in the material. But thank you for everybody that has stopped by and said hi, left a reaction, shared, really supported us through this. Really, truly appreciate it. This is a lot of fun for us to do. I mean, we talk football probably more often than we should. So thank you so very much for helping us on this, and good luck, everybody. Enjoy your Super Bowl. All right.
Peace out.
Deciding who wins the game on this call. Under review. The call on the field stands. Touchdown.